Hi, Breathe University. It's Kamitha Whipple checking in with you for our 100 Days with Challenge, 100-day challenge with ET. And yeah, I'm still going strong. I hope that you're still growing strong as well, because I feel so much more empowered, inspired, and productive for these last 21 days. I cannot wait to see what the other 80% of this challenge is going to be like. I'm really excited. So right now we're in the middle of our grief video series. As you know, I'm called to be a grief minister. And that's what I'm doing right now. I'm ministering. I'm sitting on the floor of my parents' house as we mourn the death of my grandma Lizzie. And this is where ministry happens, on the floor. On the floor. But I figure I would take a quick break and give you the video of the day. So last time I gave you 3 things that you should not do for a grieving person, for a bereaved person. Today, I want to talk about 3 things that you should not say to a bereaved person. So, number 1, I'm using my notes. Number 1, don't say, you know, if there's anything that you need, just call me. Or you know, please tell me if there's anything that I can do, right? Don't ask the bereaved person to make a request. Instead, you make an offer. And I know that this sentiment comes from a nice place, from a loving place, quite frankly. And sometimes people don't know what the bereaved need, right? But if you think about it, it's just not helpful, because many times the bereaved don't know what they need. They're so distracted, they're so distraught, that they can't even function. Sometimes, they can't function, let alone tell you exactly what they want for dinner. And if they do know what they want, they may feel awkward asking you for it, because it's not like you come and bring food on a regular basis anyway. You know, why would they ask you to do something that usually they can do for themselves? It's just a little awkward. But then thirdly, they don't know what you can do. I don't want to ask somebody who has difficulty moving around to babysit my 7-year-old. I don't want somebody who is allergic to dander, pet dander, to walk my dog. You know, there's some things that you just can't do. The bereaved person can't think of that. They don't know what it is that you cannot do. So offer. Before you get there, think about some things that you can do. Well, I can run errands. I can offer to check the voicemail on a regular basis. I can go shopping for them. Think about some things that you can do even before you get there. So instead of saying, if there's anything I can do, please call me, say, here's what I can do for you if you'd like for me to do that. So that's number 1. Don't say that. It's just not helpful. It's just not helpful. And I know that you want to be helpful in the time of bereavement. Number two, sorry. Don't monopolize the conversation. Yeah. Just let them talk. Just let them talk. Don't say, you know, I know how you feel. You don't. Every grief process is different. Every person is different, and every grief process is different. Don't say, you know, when my dad died, blah, 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 blah. It's not helpful. It's not helpful. Again, the person is not sad about the overarching grand idea of a transition to a better place. The person is specifically grieving a specific person at a specific point in time. So instead, what you could say is, what happened? And just let them talk. They won't tell you things that they're not willing to share. And if there's something, if you think that that's too personal of a question or something, and you really don't want to know what happened, then you could just say, you know what? How are you feeling right now? Because quite frankly, when you come over, that's when you're going to minister to them. So ask them, how are you feeling right now? That will start the conversation and give you an opportunity to know exactly what they need. You can discern what they need when you just ask them, how are you feeling right now? So that's what I would suggest. Yeah, very quickly. I was going through a grief period previously, and quite frankly, I remember distinctly one of my friends just said, "You know what? I'm so sorry." And she sat down, and it was quiet for a long time. That was the best thing that she could have done, because I had gone through all the cliches. And I knew I'm a grief minister. I know the cliches. I know that she's in a better place. I know that earth has no sorrow that heaven cannot heal. But I'm sad now. So I just needed somebody to sit with me, and she was so sensitive to know that. And I thank her for that. I would hope that when you are ministering to your friends and your family, that you are sensitive to what they need to hear, as well as what they need to say. So please, number 2, don't monopolize the conversation. And then thirdly, and I'll wrap up, don't forget to comfort them. And I know this sounds stupid, but so many people come over, they talk about how bad they feel, and then they get up and leave. Okay, goodbye. Instead, leave the grieving person with a happy memory. If you have fond memories of the deceased, share that with them. They don't know it. Or if you don't know the deceased, or if you don't have any fond memories of the deceased, you can at least give them your well wishes for their recovery. So you could say something like, you know what? I know that you said that you feel really overwhelmed, but I know you, and I know that you, if anybody can get through this, you can. That's a wonderful thing to say. Even if everything else is going wrong, I would love for somebody to say that to me. So again, be sensitive to what they need to hear. And don't forget to comfort them. Like it's not just about feeling sad. It's about feeling sad and then moving from that place of sadness into a place of peace, not happiness, but peace and contentment. Always leave with a prayer. If you are not a religious person, or if you know that the person that you're ministering to is strictly unreligious, like they don't want prayer at all, it's always okay to leave with a well wish. You know what? I will keep you in my thoughts. I will keep you in my prayers. And I really hope that the next time I see you, you're going to feel 10 times better than you do right now. Or, the next time that I see you, I hope that you will, take me up on that offer to clean the house or what have you, leave them with your prayer, leave them with your hopes, leave them with your dreams. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. I'm sure that was clear as mud. I pray this wasn't too long. I really hope that this is helpful. Again, I'm doing this for 2 reasons. One reason is that I really do want to help my Breathe University brothers and sisters. So many people are avoiding death and the grief process because they just don't know what to do. They just don't know what to say. So I'm hoping that I'm providing some sort of value into the community. But then secondly, quite frankly, I'm getting my reps up as well. I need to be able to speak confidently and clearly about the grief process, not just write it down, but also speak it and present it. And thank you for being an audience to that. All right. If you watched it, give me a thumbs up. Let's continue the conversation in the comment section below. I love you. I love you. And my prayer for you today is that the God who comforts us through all our troubles comfort you so that you can comfort others in Jesus Christ. Amen.